And warning, this is a warning to protect your brand. Cliqly, we're going to go over today, reason you should actually protect your brand. Today was going to go down in the actual history books. In this video, Detroit to Toronto, back to Detroit. Thank you, Expedia and JetBlue. We had the opportunity to get to Toronto, getting it done. Let's just kind of, before we get right into the Cliqly update, let's just kind of get an update of so Detroit to Toronto, getting it done here this morning. JetBlue and Expedia.
Where are you going? Where are you going now?
Now keep right.
So I was able to get them to the airport safely here at Toronto Pearson Airport. Yes, Toronto, Detroit to Toronto, baby. Let's go. Let's do it. Long tax season, Unica Games was finally able to get to the airport. So to Barbados from Detroit. Come on, as you work hard, you play harder. I was just happy to be a part of the process. Come on, trust the process. God got the plan. Let's go. So mission wake up, get straight to the money. Showing that video, mission accomplished. They have arrived in Barbados safely. And I wanted to make sure I got back to Detroit to provide this update that I received from one of my high ticket affiliate marketing friends this past evening. So in regards to being real, uncut, and protecting your brand, as you know, in the past 5 days, been doing a Cliqly update, encouraging entrepreneurs to make money online with Cliqly, as well as having a complete review and guide, at the link that is listed there. So in regards to Cliqly, what I received was some documentation that we're going to go over here today, because I wanted to be clear and transparent. When you have an opportunity to promote your brand, and this is a very important point, there's only one brand that you have. Now, even if you have physical products, digital products, when you're promoting a brand, you're telling a client, you're telling a customer, you're telling someone that you have something that will solve their problem. So in regards to any additional information that you may receive, now, even if it's good or bad, it might make you look wonderful or it might not. It is what it is. But when you receive information that is important to share with others, you have to do so. There's nothing more I can say about that. So I want to go over today in regards to, like I said, thank you again, Jeff Brown, for putting this to my attention today, because I want to be clear and transparent like I'm sharing with you, and in regards to the update with Cliqly. So in Cliqly's update, this is what we're going to go over here in regards to 2 posts from Jeremy Bro. And I want you to do your due diligence and concern in regards to researching this information. Because at the end of the day, what happens is, the decision is based on you, whether or not you promote something or not. So please excuse how great it looks, as, again, I want to make sure I get this information to you clearly. But reading the information, give me one moment here. Let me bring it up here a little bit better, so that way you can actually see the information and we can kind of go over it together. So, the great thing is, when you have a physical product and it's your product, you can control what happens with that product. You can control if, the good, the bad, the ugly, because you have control. Now, there's things when you promote other people's product that you can't control. There's things you don't know. There's things that it's a risk, is what you call it. And so when you take the risk, it's a calculated risk. Am I going to actually receive the outcome of helping people? That's the first question that you ask yourself. The next question you ask yourself is, okay, so can anyone do this? Okay, and that big word that starts with an S and ends with an M, that's the one thing that always floats around, the first word that always floats around in regards to business. But, sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not. But again, I want to read the information so that you can make the decision for yourself and we can actually take a look at it together. So like I shared with you before, here is the post that I wanted us to take a look at here. Give me one moment trying to bring up this video, and it's not being fun to work with me right now. Okay, so we're gonna go with this version. Sorry. So as you can see, I'm using Canva because I wanted to make sure you can read this information. So in regards to the Cliqly update, Mr. Jeremy Bro shared the review from a longtime member in the group, and I want to be transparent because, again, Jeff Brown, thank you again for sharing this with me in regards to my high ticket affiliate marketing buddy. And Double Trouble was on there with Big Daniel Chu, a couple of days ago. So doing great things in the community, as well as making sure that other entrepreneurs are clearly understand like the risk of things that happen. And so, for example, with the $7 one-page funnel, Jeff was actually one of the first marketers that came to me. It was like, Adrian, are you sure you want to still promote the $7 one-page funnel? And gave me pros and cons and be able to subjectively look at the situation. So again, I want you to do the same thing here in this scenario. And I want to go over the pros and cons, and then I'll give you my viewpoint on what Adrian Mays is going to do once we get done. So like I said, Mr. Jeremy Bro is, this is the actual text messages that were sent to me, and I want you to do your due diligence and please read this information. So it turns out it is basically a S word. It says Mitch Tarala. So there are some shady marketers who know this full and well, but continue to promote it. Now, that's not a good thing. When I told them what I learned about it over the last few days, they just blocked me instead of showing integrity and being honest with their audience. They blocked me and continue promoting a S word, right? Knowingly. If you don't already know about this and are still promoting this program, I'm not talking about you. But now that you know this information, look into it and find out for yourself. Then decide if it's something you want to keep promoting or not. It's one thing to jump into something and promote it without knowing it's a S word, but to continue promoting something after you know whether that it is or not, that's really says something. I just don't like to say the S word because when an entrepreneur puts their work behind something, good or bad, some people have good intentions, some people have bad intentions, but the work that is put in and the value that's received, depends on the person. So I'm an optimistic person, and being optimistic, I look at the great side of things. I look at the pros and cons, the cost factor, in deciding whether or not, the S word that people use in the community pretty frequently, as you can see on the screen, that's kind of how I evaluate things, but I'm different. Everybody does things differently. So in regards to on the right-hand side, again, for Mr. Jeremy Bro is with Mitch Tarala. If you're using or promoting, think twice. When I told them about the actual, okay, so I read that part already. It's one thing, the traffic is pretty much all bots and not real visitors. They don't opt in or buy anything, and it's all good for earning 10 cents per click with the system. It is not free like they claim it is. You need to earn $300 to be paid out, and they don't pay out commissions unless you're a paid member. To earn the $300 by just sending emails like the system claims you can do will cost over $1,000 in credits just to get the $300 payoff. Total ripoff. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that for a moment. One other is I want to kind of talk about your brand. Your brand is your word. Okay, so in growth, it's not just about a product or a service that you provide. Your word is your word. Now, there's some things that you don't know when you don't know. So the information, I thank that marketer for sharing that information, because you, again, can assess, read the information, and do your due diligence to see if that's something you want to tie your brand with. So in regards to looking at an assessment over the last 5 days, if I take a look at the amount of work and looking and reading the feedback in regards to the end result and where I am right now. So right now, I'll be fully transparent as well. As you know, Cliqly was a free program, and one of my high ticket affiliate marketing friends, Jenna Stone, referred me to the program, and I jumped in with a 30% discount for $67. So my cost factor right now that I've spent is $67. Now, once I look at the program over the last 5 days, a total of $50.70 was earned per se. But again, from the actual information I read, we don't know if it's a bot earning it or if you actually, because two factors. One thing, you don't get paid out until $300. So you would have to continuously put money into your credits to actually see that end result. And number two, the 10 minutes per day, is it worth your time to be able to move forward and do things with this platform? That is the question. So we take a deeper look and just kind of look at the steps and information that was provided once you sign up. When you sign up with the actual program, and this is how you assess whether or not it's the S word or not. So when you signed up with the actual program, this is the information that he shares with you. So the information is transparent, but again, I had a plan and a strategy, but I'm going to share with you the one thing that stood out with me in regards to receiving this information from Jeff A. Brown. So here's the Cliqly platform. As you can see, I'm all in, Adrian Mays. And so here's the main, I still have credits left. As you can see, I have openers that are listed here, 7,157. I still have credits with Cliqly, still have the ad pro credits. So, you send the list building emails twice, 40,000 from the list building. and 75,000 from the Cliqly Pro daily. That's literally the action that you take on a daily basis. Takes you 10 minutes. So, but in that 10 minutes, my 10 minutes is still my 10 minutes. So let's take a look at what was shared with us again. So with my 10 minutes being my 10 minutes, I'm sorry, that was about my Expedia JetBlue information. Let's take a look at what was said again in regards to our 10 minutes. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm bringing up the wrong screens that we don't want to look at, do we? Give me one moment here. Let me bring that back up. Sorry about that. So I want to take a look at what was evaluated. Now, he stated that to earn the $300 by just sending the emails, the system does claim you can do will cost over 1,000 in credits. And the other thing that stood out for me was the 10 cents per click with the system and the traffic being pretty much bots. So if I take a look at, the number of subscribers that I supposedly have, right? So I showed you my actual page with the number of subscribers inside of Cliqly all the way. And you'll be able to see how you're looking at the dashboard. So this is full transparency, because again, when you actually when I'm promoting a brand, when I'm actually helping entrepreneurs get to the next level, I don't care if it is 10 minutes of your time, that's 10 minutes of time. You know what I can do in 10 minutes? I drove from Toronto to Detroit to Toronto. No, I went from Detroit to Toronto to Detroit, all in a matter of less than 24 hours. And I was able to be here live daily. So here's the thing, your time is your money. My brand is I have a billionaire in the making brand. And so when I know that I have a billionaire in the making brand, do I tie my things with questionable things that are not ending me a cost of value that will be higher than, $67? So that's not going to be something that Adrian continues to move forward with. And I'm going to be honest, I'll cut myself at a loss. And the reasoning why, let me share with you. When you're branding yourself, and I have a plan, I have a why, and entrepreneurs that I'm encouraging on a consistent basis to be accountable and take action, even if it's 10 minutes, if there's a risk that a bot is actually doing the work and you're receiving 10 cents, 10 cents for free is still 10 cents. I'm down for 10 cents. Please don't get me wrong. But the thing is, if I can't get paid out until $300, which I knew, I did know that information. I did do my due diligence before jumping in the referral from Jenna Stone. So I did do my research. But my idea with jumping in was for other entrepreneurs to get started with the consistency, earning some money and waking up to see the money online. But actually, if you don't ever receive the money, what is the purpose? I'm not really a fake person. I'm real and upfront, direct in product. I told you guys I'll be real. So that's the key thing and great thing you'll get with me. So as I look at Cliqly Update, protecting your brand, the warning I will provide for you, I'm just not going to do it. And the reasoning is I just don't roll with, I'm not going to, the S word is what I'm going to consistently say. Just because, again, if it's something I didn't do, I did the ebook. I did the ebook. I did the GPT secrets. That's something that Adrian Mays created. I can control. I know what's in it. I know what value I'm going to provide with it. I know that on my strategy call sessions that I can sit and talk to my entrepreneurs about it, about artificial intelligence. Now, if I have a situation where I'm iffy, like for example, with the $7 one-page funnel, when I was receiving information that, they weren't paying out or get a refund now, like I don't have time for that. Those are low ticket items, which is okay. Low ticket affiliate marketing items are okay. But you have to have a high ticket item and know your value, reverse engineer of how much money you're trying to really make to be able to see whether or not it's worth your time or not. I don't have time. Okay. So Adrian doesn't want to make you have time either, because again, when you look at low ticket and high ticket affiliate marketing, if I have 10 minutes a day and I can actually earn so many ways online and it might be a scam, that's still 10 minutes of my day where you can be applying that to something else. So my viewpoint, no, Adrian is not going to continue to do that. I am going to continue doing the opportunities that I know I can count on. For example, this free ChatGPT mastery course, and then the upsell that he provides to provide more information in regards to a search planner. That's something I can actually stand behind. I can stand behind something tangible where information is provided by the entrepreneur. Thank you, Pasio. It's nothing to do with a chatbot, and how the entrepreneur controls it is the action that they take. I can actually control this ebook that I created, the GPT cheat sheet for entrepreneurs. I can control that because, again, I did it. I will, if anyone hits me with comments or anything that behind it, I can stand behind this product. With Cliqly, I can't stand behind it. If there's one entrepreneur that reaches out and says that, some indifference, I have to pay attention because nobody's like me. And other entrepreneurs I'm going to encourage in my journey, they might not be like me, and that's okay. But the thing is, if they're not like me, they're like someone. And so if someone out there feels the way they do about a product and it's a low ticket product, Adrian is not going to spend any more time and waste any more time for you as well with that opportunity. So I will, again, bring you real up-cut direct information because that's the only way to be. And I want you, again, to understand, do what the 1% are doing. Transform on a daily basis. Take it upon yourself to understand that no excuses are necessary. None. I do want to share a quick story with you. I'm driving from Toronto today. Toronto today was amazing. It was amazing. Seeing my family from back in the day, I got to run into, and I'm going to do actually a full update. I got back at 6 p.m. and I go live at 7. So I wasn't able to give you the full data. It was such a good day. It was crazy. I've had 2 hours of sleep. However, Mountain Dew is your kicker, and as well as Tim Hortons. If you get a donut and a peanut butter cookie, you can make you through any drive. I'm telling you, it was all the way sailing. And I was listening to some Facebook ad stuff from my guy, Rick Shabrikas, because, this ad labs were taking it to another level. But on a serious note, when I was in Toronto today, and this is serious, I got to link up with some of the people in my journey from, when I first started. And it was crazy. It's like 20 years ago. Oh, my gosh. So when Chris Bosh was actually drafted by the Toronto Raptors, I had the opportunity to work with the Chris Bosh Foundation. And how Adrian Mays got from Detroit to Toronto is working with Chris Bosh and growing in the community there in Toronto, Dallas, Atlanta. So I was doing that for 7 years of my life. So going up to Toronto, and yes, it was because of Expedia and JetBlue, but going up to Toronto today was amazing. Just to see the digital real estate opportunities that I could share with people. Just stay with that. So Toronto is one of those, and I'm a mortgage broker. So just seeing all the commercial properties being thrown up downtown. Downtown, I used to stay at Harborfront as well as Palace Pier, right there off Lakeshore Drive, right near now it's the Scotiabank Arena. It was the Air Canada Center, but it's like everything is high rises everywhere. It's money, y'all. I'm just being honest. So I got to run into some people that were in the Chris Bosh Foundation. I called them last night real quick. I said, I'll be in town in the morning. Are you going to be available? First person I linked up with this morning was Jamar Clark. He was one of our kids in the Chris Bosh Foundation, and his story touched me. He literally, I'm going to share with you tomorrow. We were talking about mental illness and the things that he's actually transitioned from. And it's real, guys. COVID really happened a couple of years ago, and we really just kind of brush it along the side, how to make money online, how to get out of your work to 9 to 5, making $10,000 a month. And the real serious situation is it's not about money for everyone. Sometimes it's all about having support. And I didn't realize, you don't know the impact that you make with people sometimes. I'm crazy, right? I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm just in the motion. And so when I linked up with him and he was sharing with me that me going through this affiliate marketing journey and doing the consistency as I was doing with organic posting, where I was posting 5-6 times a day, he was reading those posts consistently. And like I said, I'm going to play the video for you tomorrow. It literally touched my heart. And when he was reading the videos, he was remembering when he had that mentorship and the growth that he had under the Chris Bosh Foundation, the education, and he just someone that he could relate with. And so touched me, not gonna lie, because you don't know the impact you make along the way. And then too, I left him. So I linked with him at 5:30 this morning before he went to work. He stopped and took a moment because, again, it was a last minute trip. Thank you, Expedia and JetBlue. But then I linked up with Mohsen Katak Nets that was actually instrumental in the start with the Chris Bosh Foundation at Scadingport Community Center there in Toronto, Ontario. Wait till you hear this story. I forgot myself that I went in and did a volunteer application with them, but grew over and just have a friendship that's a lifelong friendship. And now him being a director at Alexandria Park Community Center, making an impact and doing a whole new division. It's growth going all around downtown Toronto. It's just amazing. So I was able to connect with him, and it was just so great to see him and just kind of talking. He had some situations as well with mental illness. Literally this past week with one of his friends passed away. And then I left Mohsen And then I went to my journey, right? So I had to stop by Harborfront. I had to go back to the Scotia Bank Center because now it's the Scotia Bank Center instead of the Air Canada Center. But the Maple Leafs are doing well, right, at the Rogers Center. So I literally hit the Ripley's, believe it or not. I just saw so many just opportunities to be able to just share. I mean, that was my life. I lived there. And I want to share it with you in the ways that I can do it and just representing who I am. Just being on King Street, seeing the Princess of Wales Theater, where I went to see The Lion King the first time years ago. But now they have, what is that? Wow, I can't remember the name of the play they have playing right now. Oh, you'll see it tomorrow because I took a picture. So the great thing I'm telling you was being in Toronto and talking with my kids. And then we got to my last couple that I saw before I left, Shane Reeder and Jordan Winter. And so they just seeing him and then connecting with Yaddy. Those are my crew. And so they all made time for me because of what I did years ago. And so wait till you hear the story. It made me feel great. But the key thing is, seriously, it's not about you. I don't know how I move sometimes, but I know that if I can impact one person, it's not about me. I say billionaire plan in the making all day, every day, because again, money is a tool. And that's one thing Mohsen and I talked about today. The opportunity that people can have, like ordinary people, by creating consistency and having someone that they trust online. So for example, with the Cliqly update, just having someone that you can actually relate with and just know that you're not going to get the S word in regards to a process that you take. So the key thing is, guys, if you really think about your digital real estate strategy, and if you just stick with me daily at 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, seriously, or just literally connect with me, I am going to be helping you in regards to setting up your strategy of success. Your strategy is not going to be my strategy. And that's the thing that a lot of these course creators and people are doing wrong. Now, having a conversation, like for example, talking to Shane Reeder today, of course, I'm trying to get everybody to do digital real estate, right? Makes sense because that's what Adrian's doing. No, it doesn't make sense. Everyone is not in your audience. You have to listen. So I was listening to what they're doing now, right? So Shane Reeder is a commercial real estate broker in Toronto, Ontario, doing big things. And I was sharing with him, I was like, Shane, why don't you have a YouTube channel, Facebook, TikTok? He was like, Adrian, we don't do that. They say A up there in Toronto. Adrian, we don't do that. We don't have time for that. He was like, the content has to be a certain way. I was like, well, there's a way that you can actually learn if I show you how to. He was like, Adrian, I'm good. So again, this is my point in the story. Everyone has a different plan and process. When I was talking to Jamar, he's actually going to be looking to taking over his dad's construction business. And so since I'm a business consultant, now Toronto rules are a little different, but helping him in his journey and his why. So my point being, guys, if you talk to your audience and you're speaking, if you're doing organic or paid traffic or your ads, speak to your audience and cater to your audience. But when you're catering to your audience and people raise their hand for help, listen. Don't throw on them all the programs you're on. Don't tell them about Ad Labs and Freedom Accelerator and Wealth Warriors and all the different programs they can get in. They can get in the Elite Pro 2.0 and do elite marketing. I mean, don't just program spit. Be a person that's going to be valuable. How you're valuable is the action that you take. Nobody knows me. Adrian is online every day in front of a screen. Doesn't matter. It's so crazy seeing Mohsen and Shane and just seeing Jamar today and just seeing people, right? But and not seeing them on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. So when seeing these people, they know who I am, but you don't. And so the consistency that I provide and the information that I provide, no, it might not be with the algorithm all the time. It might not flow within the time slots like it's supposed to flow. But what you can trust is that it's going to be real. I'm not going to give you any BS because, again, we don't have time for BS. If we have a billionaire plan, there's going to be bumps along the way. If you don't take the risk in trying things, you're not going to win. The rich people take risk. Tesla, let's talk about Tesla, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So I'm up in Toronto, right? Everybody has a Tesla. Everybody has a Tesla. Now, the thing I don't like about the Tesla situation, Elon Musk, is the charging. So like I shared with you, I went to the airport with Unica and her friend Michelle, and she was sharing that they actually, one of her brother, I believe, has a Tesla, and they have charging stations. They pull inside the road for 45 minutes to give a full charge. But this is how Elon Musk looked out for the entrepreneurs. He put those charging stations in places like shopping malls and gas stations, in places where you can still engage and kind of take care of the environment, but at the same time, just not pay attention to all the money you're spending while you're getting, filling up your tank with electricity. So even in the concept of Elon Musk, and when he was thinking about Tesla and growing the brand for his entrepreneurs, he created a hub so to be comfortable. Because again, what's one of the things or problems that people say? First thing I said, I'm trying to you see how fast I got here and back. And do you think I could have done that with an electric car having a 45-minute charge? I don't think I could have, but I don't know. Change is new. So be open to different opportunities. All of the different real estate that's going up in Toronto right now, what I was sharing with Shane and Jamar and Mosen and Jordan today earlier and Yadi, I was sharing with them, if I would have known what I know now 20 years ago, like if we were putting in steps in regards to getting, a little bit better each year, and we're going to rekindle our relationship, and I'm excited about that, but that's what we all need to do. Put in a little bit of effort. Don't have an expectation. You'll get there. God's plan. If you have a billionaire plan in the why, it might be something in your strategy. Don't be caught up in the course. Move on. If it doesn't align with your brand, keep it moving. That's what Adrian is going to do. So to wrap it up with a Cliqly update, protect your brand warning, we talked about the information that I received via email. Thank you again to high ticket affiliate marketer Jeff A. Brown for sharing this information with me last night, because he was like, Adrian, you're doing too much to be able to make the choice whether or not you want this aligning with your brands for entrepreneurs. Now, I don't have time for BS, and I don't have time for people not to be happy. So if there's something that I see, I'm not going to put that in front of you. Now, if I don't know anything about it, we're all in this thing together, guys. We're all in this win game together. So hopefully you're able to receive some value out of this video here today. And the choice is yours. I'm not, but the choice is yours, because again, I don't have time. It's a $67 loss. And then, okay, I don't want people yelling at me and upset. I'll take the loss and keep it moving. There's too many ways to make money online. Stick with me. I'll keep going through them, and we'll do it together. So this billionaire mindset, billionaire in the making, you know how we end. I can, I will, I must. Let's go. Leave comments. Let me know how I can do better, guys. I want to grow and be this billionaire with you. Let's go.